Alright, Scratch School is in session. Today we're learning the drop scratch. In the first part of this video series, I taught you guys the baby scratch, and that is the scratch that this one is built upon. So if you haven't mastered that one, then go back to that video. I'll leave a link in the description. But if you have mastered it, let's learn the drop scratch.
Check this out.
What makes this scratch more difficult than the baby scratch is that we're going to be doing it with a live deck. So the baby scratch is performed when the sample is not being played, so it's a lot easier to keep track of because it's not spinning and it's not going, and you don't have to do anything with the crossfader. This one, we're going to have to use the crossfader, and we're going to have the record playing, which might seem a little tricky, but I'll show you guys tips and tricks to make it very easy. Okay, so with any scratch, you're going to need a sample. So some songs have really good ones that you could use for drops, or if you are subscribed to Tidal streaming service, you could just search DJ Scratch samples and there'll be all these tracks that you could use. But to keep it simple, let's use the built-in scratch samples by DJ Qbert. Just hold in the music selector button over here and then hit scratch tools. So for this one, this scratch sounds pretty cool if you use a vocal. So let's take this one. It is 1 second in, and there's 1, 2, 3. It's the fourth one over here.
Ah, yeah.
And that's ah, yeah. So what we could do is go over here, open the Q section. Yeah. So this is yeah. This will just make it easier whenever you load up the sample to find this one. So we got yeah. And then when you press it,
Ah, yeah. Ah, yeah. Ah, yeah.
so that's where our sample is. So to do this scratch, what you want to do is you have the record playing. The baby scratch, the record's off. It's easier. This, the record is actually playing. So turn the record on,
Oh, yeah.
and then you lose your spot. So now you're going to have to go back to your cue, get your sample back. Now have your finger or hand on the jog wheel. If you're using a controller, it's the same thing. Keep it on the top of the jog wheel. So we got it. And now just like with a real record, if your hand is there, then and it's not spinning, nothing's going to play. And that's what we want. So now we press play. So now play is on, but it's not making any sound because we are stopping it with our finger. And when you're ready to do the sample, to do the drop, you just drop it, and then we're going to move the crossfader after the sample. So ready?
Ah, yeah.
Boom. And now hit the Q button, bring it back, turn it on, and do it again.
Ah, yeah.
So at first, it may seem kind of boring, but just practice keeping the record from playing and then letting go of the record,
Ah, yeah.
and then hit it, moving the crossfader before the next sample plays. That one I missed it a little bit. It's a little bit tricky, even though it seems silly. Just practice doing this. Turn the record on. Have your finger on the crossfader.
Ah, yeah.
And a good trick that you could do that's built into DJ Pro when you're using the touchscreen is if you have the crossfader off and then you just keep your finger on the crossfader, as soon as you move your finger, it's going to snap back to the crossfader being off. So this might be easier for you than scratching it, than swiping it. So just go.
Ah, yeah.
Finger off, roll it back.
Ah,
I missed it. Keep your finger on it.
ah, yeah.
Boom, roll it back.
Ah,
It's a little bit tricky.
ah, yeah.
Boom,
Ah, yeah.
boom. Okay, so now let's try that with a beat. So once you have it down, we're going to turn on a beat. Very simple beat using the looper. Just have it on Hip Hop Fusion, hit the drums, the hi-hats, and the percussions. Alright, record's on. Our sample's ready to go. And pick a good spot and drop it in. And then just keep doing it. Oh wait, I missed it. Okay, ready?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Make sure you guys have sync off because it's going to make it a little more confusing and it'll be a delay. So have sync off. It'll automatically turn on. Make sure it's off.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then once you do it, you could do it and then wait a couple beats, do it every other bar, but try to practice and try to get faster and faster.
Oh yeah. 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 Oh yeah.
Okay, and now once you have that down and you could drop the track, bring it back without playing the reverse sound and get a rhythm going with that, even if you have to wait every other beat or every other bar because it's hard to get used to at first, you're still doing the scratch. So keep practicing that, and it's muscle memory and you have to get used to spinning it, especially if you're using a controller. It's going to be different hand movements, different finger movements that you're not used to. So don't get frustrated and don't give up. When I was first learning this, I got really frustrated and I had to come back a bunch of different times until I finally got it. So now that we could do a drop, let's do a combo. Scratch, scratch, drop. Scratch, scratch, drop. So let's do it without a beat first. Same thing. Have the record playing. Move the crossfader over, have your finger in the middle of the crossfader, so the crossfader's on, but as soon as we move our finger away, it's off. So we're going to do scratch, scratch, and then do a drop.
Oh yeah. 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 Oh yeah.
Okay, so now it is difficult. A good trick is pick up good place to have your fingers, so when the track plays, you could spin it back and then get back into that rhythm, and you guys could do it fast and could do it on beat. So once you have that, we could do it to a beat. Let's go. Record on, crossfader to the left, turn on your beat. Now hold the crossfader on.
Oh yeah.
Make sure sync is off.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, now you guys can practice with the beat playing. All right, so just keep practicing that. Keep playing the sample, rolling it back. You don't want to hear the reverse sound, which is this.
Oh yeah.
You don't want to hear the reverse. You just want to hear the drop, and then it be clean, set back to the beginning, and go. And you guys could also use this to drop in a new song. This is called the scratch drop technique, and then when you're ready to start a new song, you do scratch, scratch, and then drop the new song in. A lot of hip-hop DJs do that. Alright, so you guys watched the baby scratch video, and now you know how to do the drop scratch. In the next video, we are going to do the chirp scratch. So if you guys like learning how to scratch with DJ Pro and like learning the future of DJing and DJing with the iPad and DJing in the metaverse, subscribe to my channel. I make videos every day. Thank you.